So we are in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, first verses or shlokas. Arjun uvacha prakritim purusham chaiva kshetram kshetrajñam evacha etad veditum ichchami jnanam jneyam cha Keshava. Shri Bhagavan uvacha idam shariram kaunteya kshetram iti abhityate etad yaveti tam prabhu kshetrajña iti tad vidaha kshetrajñam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata kshetra kshetrajñayor jnanam yattaj jnanam matam mama tat kshetram yach cha yadrik cha yadvikari yatascha yat sa cha yo yat prabhavascha tat samasena me shrinu. Arjuna said, "Oh, my dear Krishna, I wish to know about Prakriti, Purusha, and the field, and the knower of the field, and of knowledge, and the object of knowledge." Krishna said, "This body, O son of Kunti, is called the field, and one who knows this body is called the knower of the field. O son of Bharat, you should understand that I am also the knower in all the bodies. And to understand this body and its knower is called wisdom. That is my opinion. Now, please hear my brief description of this field of activity and how it is constituted, what its changes are once it is produced, who that knower of the field of activities is, and what his influences are. That knowledge of the field of activities and of the knower of activities is described in various sages and various Vedic writings. It is especially presented in the Vedanta Sutra, with all reasoning as to cause and effect. In this chapter, we see a few times words as the field and the knower of the field of activities. The field is of activities, movement, I, what we think we are, our ideas, thoughts, emotions, conclusions. It's our story. I am the field. But when personalities like Krishna, Jesus, Muhammad, Moses say I, it's a totally different I than when ordinary people say I. The word is the same, but they point something completely different. When an ordinary person say I, he means the field of activities, the ego, and all the psychological mess. When an enlightened master say I, he means consciousness, awareness or perception. Buddhism call consciousness the nothingness. The Taoism talk about the nothing that is everything and everything that is nothing. But that is the reality, that awareness or consciousness is nothing. Nothing. And there is the main obstacle in order to achieve it. How can you achieve something that is nothing? Nothing means it's not a thing. And perception is not a thing, not an object. Is the source of everything or the diversity. But it's not a thing. It's the source of any experience. But it's not another experience. It's the observer of the fields and its activities. And there is the problem, because many try to realize awareness as another experience, as another activity in the field. And the reality, it is that as Taoism say, nothing is something, something is nothing. Exactly what Krishna say here. You should understand that I am also the knower in all bodies, and to understand this body and its knower is called wisdom. To understand that nothing is something, and something is nothing, means observation, perception, and any experience or object perceived are one. Everything is consciousness. Everything is awareness in one way or other. Awareness expresses itself as energy, thoughts, feelings, emotions. Energy and matter is different states of consciousness. Like water, solid ice, or vapor. But essentially it's the same water. Similarly, consciousness expresses itself, appears as objects that you perceive, that you put names, you see forms because certain senses you have bad. Nothing is something else that a perception, consciousness, an experience. If you see a table, if you see a book, you say this is a book, but if you go and check it, you will find paper, ink, etc. But you will not find nothing that you can say, oh, this is the book. The book is an experience of texture, colors, form, is perception. If you see a bottle, you say, oh, there is a bottle. But if you analyze the bottle, you will find plastic, paper, etc. But the only thing that you will not find there is a bottle. The body is a perception, an experience, awareness. And like that is all the world that you see around, of names and forms. You look around, you put names, even to yourself. And in this reality, there is not you, she, he, we, bottle, book, table. There is only consciousness and nothing else, only experience. This world is a reality of experiences. You remember your father, you remember your mother. Think about, imagine, for a moment. You will see your father for you is moments, a face, a few words, a few situations. Your father is an experience. And whatever you can think in this world is an experience. You yourself is an accumulation of experiences. The field of activities is made only of experiences. You are an experience. But these experiences are observed every moment, constantly. All this psychological activity, emotional activity, physical activities, all these experiences are perceived every single moment, are observed constantly. And that is the perception. That is the awareness. The observer of the field, and Krishna say of every single field. The consciousness observes itself through all these tools, through all these senses. All this cosmos is nothing else but consciousness perceive itself through us. We are like windows. Through them, awareness look at itself. If you're able to look, see, you will perceive in the essence of every experience a silence, a stillness. If you look deep in every experience, in the base of every experience, you will be able to perceive a deep stillness. If you see it for a moment in the peace of a forest, if you will perceive this stillness, but not only there. If you are angry, if you are depressed, if you are shouting, if you are in the middle of the work, full of activity, you can perceive that in the essence of that experience, there is stillness, peace. People try to go to different places where they learn different methodologies in order to be nothing, or to learn to do nothing, or to be peace, in order to realize consciousness. Retreats in the nature, Yes? But consciousness doesn't depend on any experience. You can go to the beach and to sit to meditate in front of the ocean, and that is an experience that is observed by awareness. But if you are in the middle of the work in Manhattan, in a very active way, in the middle of the week, from the perspective of consciousness, is simple another experience. And consciousness don't depends, is not conditioned by experiences. And you can develop a totally wrong attitude of I go to the beach or I go to the nature for a retreat and there I achieve my peace. And then when you you're back home, you're angry with your husband or wife or your children because you take from me my peace. I lose my consciousness, my transcendental experience. I lose it. I need to pay and go for a new retreat in order to achieve this transcendental, beautiful experience. But all these experiences are only experiences. If experiences are like planets, consciousness is the space where all these planets take place. Consciousness is the space where all the experiences take place. If you pay attention, in any experience, any moment, you will be able to perceive awareness. If you stop to try to perceive awareness, if you stop to try to achieve awareness, if you stop to try to experience consciousness in some way or other, relax it. Relax. And then, simple, pay attention. That doesn't matter what you experience. This experience is perceived by consciousness. Don't forget that the Bhagavad Gita was given not in the middle of a forest and not in a retreat in Bahamas, in the beach, in a peaceful moment. Was given in the middle of a battlefield minutes before begin a war. If it was today, this was given in Lebanon, in the middle of the war. Because that is simple another experience. Experiences doesn't matter. Mystical experiences, angels, lights, or fighting, angry, running in the middle of the week for working in the middle of the activity, this and that are different experiences. And all of them are constantly perceived, observed by consciousness. Sometimes people think, if I attain peace, an experience of peace, I will be able to recognize consciousness. Or if I will be sitting in this way or have this kind of experience, then will be I will be able to realize awareness. But that is to make dependent consciousness or the realization of consciousness, to connect it with certain experiences. No, it's wrong. Never forget, the experience doesn't matter, but the attention to that perceive the experience constantly, that really matter. Many activities in the field, mentally, physically, emotionally, doesn't matter, but the space where all of them take place. Pay attention and rest into it. Rest in it. Relax in it. Relax in it. It's not another experience. Not as another experience. Oh, now I will relax, and when I am relaxed, no. Recognize it. What? That space where every experience takes place. Even the experience of relaxation, etc. Even now, everything what I say, what you think, what you feel, is an experience. And you feel beautiful things, ugly things, whatever you feel, doesn't matter. But you are observed. Our thoughts, ideas, words, attitude, moods are observed. And that observe, that is nothing or not a thing, that is your real nature.